How I spent my summer. Life is changeable and unpredictable. Planning something in this life and hoping that the plan will come true 100% is stupid and wrong. Therefore, I took every opportunity to get away from people and get closer to nature. During the spring, summer, and fall, I went to a lonely island in the middle of the river where I spent weekends. Cooking over a campfire in a tent, reading a book in a hammock. I fished and took photos on an old Nikon D7000 and controlled a drone, launching it into the sky at a height of 120 m. I faced various problems from drinking water to a toilet. On my first trip to the island, I made it on a small orange boat. Having crossed the river, I found the highest place on the island. Since everything indicated that the island flooded at times, I set up camp and thought about a place for a fire, since I do not like to burn the ground. I was trying to find something similar to a barbecue and found an old metal sink that I used to light a fire in for 3 seasons. Harvesting firewood didn't take much effort. Since there were a lot of fallen trees and dry branches on the island, on my first trip to the island I encountered the problem of wind and froze in the tent. Since there were no leaves on the bushes, and the wind was very strong, the next time before the hike I studied the issue of wind protection and built a windproof wall around the tent using scrap materials, stones, and branches. I used logs that were nearby, dragged them and created something like a perimeter fence. I set up my tent in the center of the resulting clearing on this hike. I was no longer cold. But I encountered wild animals that stole some of my food. On my next hike, I found information about wild animals in the camp areas. Under no circumstances should you feed wild animals, as they will keep coming. Do not leave any food particles, bury everything in the ground and wash the dishes well so that the smell does not attract the rodent. I found a way out of this problem. I put all the food in a camping plastic refrigerator. On the 4th trip, I became interested in the issue of growing vegetables in old car tires. I planted cucumbers, zucchini, green beans, pumpkins, and I harvested one on the 85th day. Even in the summer there were problems with the weather. There were rains and thunderstorms almost every weekend. So I created a system for stretching the canopy, along with cooking, and where I stored dry firewood. separate story. What's interesting here, you ask? And I will answer, I saw the full life cycle of these birds from hatching eggs to the migration of young geese. And I saw it. How hard is it for them in the wild? How do they teach their kids to swim, feed, defend themselves, and take off? How predators hunt them and noticed similarities with our human life. Where we fight for better jobs to feed ourselves and our children, where we protect ours from bullies, where we create comfort in our homes so that our children can feel cared for. How do we constantly teach our children how to act in this world in order to survive? I wish you all a similar summer.